Hey guys, it's Rob from Robbie Rise Reviews, Cigar Federation. Your host as always for Cigar Chat. Welcome to another Cigar Chat. Sorry, you guys caught me off guard. You guys caught me off guard. I started the show and you caught me off guard. We got Logan live from India. How you doing this morning, sweetheart?
I'm tired, Dad.
You look great.
Yeah.
Have you showered yet?
Nope.
Yeah,
You're lucky I have a fucking shirt on.
That's true. Yeah. Last time didn't have a shirt. It was
Man, titties.
It was bad times. So what we've got joining us today, we had kind of a programming change. So the guys from AKA Cigars were nice enough to step up. They were supposed to be on next week, so we bumped it up to this week. So we've got Jay and Tom. How you guys doing? Did I mute your? I muted them. Oh, look at this. I'm already causing problems. There we go. You should be good.
Rob.
I jacked it all up. I muted you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Click on your in the top right. There should be a mute microphone. Click it and then unclick it.
How about now?
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I muted them, because we're getting a little bit of feedback. But anyway, guys, how you doing?
Cool, Robbie, to mute us. I gave up my tickets to the extreme midget wrestling so I could do this tonight, and you muted me.
What'd you say?
Dude, what's up with you and midgets, bro?
It's wrestling.
Yeah, you guys are weird. So how's everything going, guys? Introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are.
Good. Jay Lundy.
Tom Poehler with AKA Cigars.
Well, thanks for coming out again, guys. We appreciate it. For those of you guys who go way back with us, we had Jay and Tom. You guys were our first guests on Cigar Chat way back. Is that like 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Year and a half.
Something like that.
It's
we're gonna be
close.
the last, right?
What's that?
You
We're
can
gonna
be the
the
last.
guest also the day before the day before the rapture. We're all gonna hook up and have a party, guys. So y'all be watching
God.
that.
Well, if you know when that's coming, let me know. So Jay and Tom have some new releases. We posted up some information. I posted up a review of the Nth Degree, but I'll let them kind of go into it. And give you guys some background on some of their blends. So, guys, just jump in and tell them a little bit. I mean, you guys have, what, four different blends?
4 lines out.
Well, yeah, we have
lines.
5.
But 5 different blends, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Give them some background.
Yeah, well, we just, of course, coming out with the Nth Degree. That's the new Maduro. San Andreas broadleaf wrapper. And one of the cool things about it, if you guys want to take get a little close up there. One of the cool things about working with Davidoff is that we got the wrapper for the new Maduro from the same grower that Padron gets their leaf from.
So we were told.
So that's always a really nice thing. But yeah, we wanted to do something, like I was saying, a little more old school, a little more traditional, where we wanted to do more of a straight medium body on the Maduro. Most of the Maduros out today are either full body or ultra full body, and we just wanted to give more of the masses something that they could really enjoy. The traditional Maduros were just nice and rich and lush in flavor. Not a lot of pepper and spice. It was just a really, enjoyable smoke. So
Right.
I wanted to try to bring some of that tradition back.
Right, and that's part of the problem, I think, with today's market is a lot of people are blending for strength and trying to hit the complexity, but they're overpowering their cigars or overpowering the wrapper. You're not getting much flavor out of the wrapper anymore. Yeah. And that's what we're talking about. When I told Jay about this idea is that let's go old school. Let's bring back the flavor of the wrapper. We had such a success with the Solace. We wanted to do something, more rich, still sweet and creamy, but have that cocoa nutty flavor like you were talking about in your definition there, Robbie. We were talking about the complexity. That's what we were going for.
Yeah, and you guys, if that's what you were going for, you guys nailed it. If you guys are watching on Cigar Federation right now, the review's right there on the front. But the way that I kind of broke it down was it's almost like smoking a mocha from your local coffee house. A lot of coffee notes, a lot of cocoa, almost like a raisin kind of sweetness, a little bit of hazelnut flavor in there too. Really rich, really creamy. It's a really enjoyable cigar for me. I don't know that Logan smoked it yet. Have you smoked it yet, Logan?
I just got my luggage out of customs like 2 days ago, dude. I don't have time to do shit.
So wait. You haven't smoked it, but you have underwear now, right?
Yeah. I was rocking the same pair for like a week.
You wear them inside out and all that?
I mean, I was getting to that point. Like, I had the people downstairs trying to get some of that Febreze stuff. And they were like, what's a Febreze, sir? And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm in India. I totally forgot. They have no idea what this shit is.
That's disgusting. Well, anyway. But
times get tough.
Well, doesn't Walmart make their underwear there in India? Couldn't you buy some?
Dude, they make shit everywhere here in They make computers, they make underwear, they make curry. I mean, it's limitless.
But you could.
But yes, they do. But actually, no, Walmart got kicked out because for bribing, the anti-bribery thing, which actually you have to bribe everyone in India to get anywhere, which is kind of weird. But yeah, Walmart's not in India.
Anyway, so back to the nth degree. I mean, I think you guys nailed it. You really do, and that's, Tom, it's a good way to put it. Is you really do let that wrapper shine. And there's, like you said, there's very little pepper. There was a little bit for me at the beginning, but it just kind of died away on the retro. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, for me, I haven't really smoked the new Respect yet, but this is my favorite offering for you guys.
Yeah, just to build a little bit more on what Tom was talking about, little Cigar 101, that's what you hear about phrases, the balance of the cigar. When you start letting one component overtake the other component, you start messing with that, perfect balance of everything. So you have such a nice, lush wrapper with a lot of flavor. If you let your binder, or mainly your filler components, overpower that, then you're kind of taking away from one or the other. So we wanted to try to get a really good mesh on everything. So there's a really nice balance of all the flavor, the strength, the complexity, and everything on the cigar. So we think we did a pretty good job with this one on that. So we're happy with it.
Yeah, you guys should be. It's definitely in that wheelhouse. So give us also, we've got the new Respect 2013.
Right. That one kind of was it was a cigar that Jay had blended about 1.5 years ago that we were talking about using for a limited release. And when we were at the factory working on the new nth degree, the foreman and a bunch of the head guys here with Davidoff were explaining to us that they were running out of one of the fillers that we were using.
In the old Respect.
In the old Respect, right. And the problem was that they couldn't get any more because Christian's father, Julio Aurora, wouldn't grow it anymore. And the problem is this particular filler is kind of a hybrid or a Superman midget of the Corojo 59 seed.
Midget.
Really strong, thick leaf, but the plant only grows 3 to 4 feet high. And so it's really hard to ferment. There's not a lot of yield. There was no money in it for him, so he didn't want to grow the tobacco anymore. So they're explaining to us that we were going to have to change the blend. And because Jade had this one blend that I liked a whole lot, we went to them talking about this blend. They explained to us, well, this we can do, but we can only do about 90 or 100,000 cigars, a little over 5,000 boxes. And the reason why is because one of the fillers that Jay picked to use in it is actually a 7-year-old Coilar filler, from the old Camacho farms.
Yeah.
So we went back to the hotel that night talking, smoking it, and loving it. And in fact, our contact person from Davidoff, Oscar Butler, was with us. And he's always told us, look, I'm a mild, maybe medium guy. He's from Dominican. He goes, I don't smoke full body. We even got him smoking it and loving it. So I explained to Jay, I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to treat this like wine. And what we're going to do is we're going to date the cigars. We're going to date the box. And, when we're out, we're out. And then we'll go with the new blend. We'll let everybody know months in advance. But just so I know, this is the 2013. The old one now we're just calling 2011. And maybe 2015, 2016 we'll release the next one. So it's going to be a limited release without us always having to come up with a new AKA. But to keep, the idea behind the respect is, respect our military, but also now is respect these old tobaccos. It's something very unique and different that nobody else has. Davidoff has these tobaccos, and they just kind of have them sitting around. And we're like, yeah, let's play with it. So it's in my opinion, the old respect was kind of a 9.5 in strength. Medium complexity, very smooth. Whereas the new respect is more of an 8. Maybe 7.5, 8. But it has a whole lot more complexity, has a lot more spice, pepper, has a sweetness. At the end, has a little touch of a saltiness to it. It's more of that palate for everybody, And we had a lot of guys who smoked the old AKA Respect, loved it.
I did.
This one we're all gangbusters for now. So that's kind of how that came about.
It's good. I smoked it at the show. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah, it's calmed down a lot. I kind of like it kick in the face, but I mean, it's definitely more refined, like you said. It's definitely more complex. And I love the idea behind you're releasing this, every 2 years, right?
Yes.
Right.
Which I love, because you're keeping the same core line, but it's just a limited edition. Rob and I were talking about this, where if you really like 2013, you're going to go buy a shit ton because they're not going to be available. But someone like me who's a cigar geek and all of us out there watching are going to be like, well, I got to try the 2013, but shit, I need to try 2015 to see how it's different, right? So you get kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly. And, like as Tom was saying, one of the main things also is we didn't want to go back with the original Respect blend and just try to add a new filler in it and then try to trick people. So this is it's going to be just limited editions every two years or so. They'll be labeled accordingly, but we also didn't want to do like some manufacturers do, where they just go and make a wrapper change or just a binder change or one thing. This is a 100% totally different blend than the original Respect. And like you were saying, Logan, it's not maybe we're going to lose a few of the really hardcore guys, but I think a lot more people will be able to enjoy this one now. For what it loses in that strength and that that kick your assness, I think it's really picks up in the flavor department and again on the balance of the cigar. Just
So we're getting a glimpse at the more the softer side of AKA.
The softer side of AKA.
Your sensitive side.
The side you don't tell anybody about.
Well, we just again, we had a lot of people that really liked the flavor of the old Respect, but they were just like, man, this thing just kicks my ass too much. I just can't enjoy it as much as I would like to. So me myself, I'm more of a ultra full body guy by nature, which that's what I was thinking, with the original Respect. But yeah, you always want your stuff to be enjoyed by as many people as possible. So thought, I'd tone it down a little bit, but I think we did a good job on upping the flavor of it and the complexity. So I think a lot more people will enjoy it. And like Tom said, a lot of our Respect guys here around Texas and stuff, that I've sent samples to, they love it just as much or even more. So
I actually think it's a great idea because, like you had mentioned originally, one of the particular binders that you were using is you're running out of it, and that was the impetus of the change. But it gives you that opportunity to play with some tobaccos that, like you said, that are just kind of sitting there and nobody's really using them. Because you can't make a couple million cigars out of it, but you can make a couple of nice runs. I mean, it really gives you the autonomy to do a bit more.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of our main focuses always is to stay a true boutique company, and if you're making millions of cigars, you're just not a true boutique company. So the tobaccos that we're using, we're very fortunate, with Christian and his family, the Auroras, and with Davidoff and all their tobaccos that, they allow us to go in and to really explore all these, high premium, rare tobaccos that they do have that have, got a lot of age on them.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Not most people know. When we were down there with Davidoff, talking with them, I asked them how many other people they allowed to come in and blend, and they go, no one. I go, what do you mean no one? They said, no, actually, Jay's one of the only guys we allow to actually sit down with the tobaccos and actually blend your own cigars.
Wow.
So, you know,
Really?
in essence, I guess Jay's kind of a cigar savant, you know, tobacco savant. I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool in the fact, you know, most factories, and you know, I've been repping now, I'm on my 18th year. Most guys want to get into business, they'll go into a factory and they'll tell them what they're looking for. The foreman or somebody goes and rolls a cigar and brings it to them. They go, well, I want a little more spice, I want a little more pepper. They go, okay. They go back and they reblend it and they keep going back and forth. Whereas Jay actually, you know, we get to walk in and Jay will, after the tobaccos, will go back there, sit with the foremans and find out what they got hidden in the back and pull out the tobaccos and start playing with them. You know, and that's the cool thing about this is, you know, they've actually given us that freedom. You know, they don't allow anybody else. So kudos to Savant here.
It's a tobacco whisperer.
Yeah, right. It's funny. So we'll get into, because I know we've got a lot of guys that are waiting to hear about the giveaway. We're going to be giving away some stuff, some of the MTV, some of the new the Spec 2013, which, I mean, you guys not even going to be available until the end of next month, right?
Right.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are going to get your chance to get your hands on some new stuff. So fire all those questions off to Logan, and we'll make sure that we address as many as we can in the next 40 minutes or so. Let's back up a little bit, and I know we've talked about this before. We've had you guys on the show. We're in kind of a new spot now on Cigar Federation. You guys need to join. And
Yeah.
so we've got some new folks who maybe might not know the backstory with AKA. So give kind of the abridged version, if you will. How you guys got together, Jay, how you reached your savant status and all that.
Well, basically what happened there, it was about 3.5, 4 years ago. I guess 4 years ago, right? We were at a trade show, and Jay used to come to help me at the trade shows when it came to writing orders with all the different retailers. And he also had befriended Christian Rohr, and got to talk to Christian about how he's been wanting to do his own cigar and wants me to help him out on it. And I happened to walk into the booth while those two were sitting there. Christian called me aside and says, you know, hey, Polar, what's going on? Why haven't you done a cigar with Jay? And I explained to him, you know, I've been really successful and enjoy being a rep, but it takes a lot of time. I just don't have the time to develop or to promote and focus on making a cigar. And he explained to me that, look, you know, you guys really have a fetish, a real love for this industry. You understand tobaccos, Polar. You know marketing. You know promotions. You're a great designer. So, you know, and Jay's got the palate. You two need to team up and do a cigar. And after we talked, I was like, fine, I'll do it. Can I go back to writing orders? He goes, go for it. So I agreed. Jumped forward after that about 1.5 years. And that's when we came out with the hybrid. And the idea behind AKA is actually, you know, it's an acronym. And the acronym is American Kick-Ass. The idea is if you're proud to be American, you're kick-ass. And when Jay wanted to do this company, I explained to him that we weren't going to be like anybody else. You know, my family, I come from a big family that reps cigars out there. I have 2 other brothers, and my father is a Fuente Newman rep here in Texas. And so between me, my brothers, and my father, we have like 18 different cigar companies. And the last thing I want is another cigar that's like something else I sell or my brothers. So I said, you know, everything we do has to be different. We don't want anything like anybody else. So when we started working on all the design work, that's why I used to be a graphic designer long before I ever got into cigars. And I did that design for the lettering. So we actually own our own lettering. You know, Jay was a tattoo artist, so that's why I made sure, you know, we put the tribal on there. Tattoo artist, tattooist, I don't know. Anyway, so
Savant.
Tattooist, yeah. So then we got into doing the cigars, but we tried to make sure that all our cigars are different, but something that can appeal to the masses. We are strictly brick and mortar because that's where my family's business comes from. We don't do business with the internet catalog. I mean, if a retailer wants to take our product and put it on the internet, that's their business. But our focus is brick and mortar into those consumers that support brick and mortar. And from there, you know, we just kind of been building it and, you know, meeting guys like yourself and promoting it and just, you know, one step at a time. And it's been a ton of work. And all these guys who want to go out there and think, hey, I'm going to start a cigar company, good damn luck. It's
Don't do it.
It's a nightmare.
Don't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
You can have mine for $10. Take all the bullshit that goes with it.
We almost had it sold, but the guy backed out. So, you know.
Oh my god. So here's a question for you guys. So in terms of having a cigar company, a lot of people have said the exact same thing, how difficult it is. From my understanding, what would you guys agree with? It's the barriers to entry to make a cigar, assuming you have the cash, is pretty easy. The problem is once you make them, it's selling the damn things.
Yeah.
Well, that could be twofold about the easy part. It's very easy if you go down to one of the little small factories in Nicaragua that a lot of people are going to now, because they'll take any dumb gringo's money. Now, if you want to go, to a real factory that's going to be able to produce your stuff and keep the quality and the consistency, you just don't walk into these big factories. They don't even let you in the front door. So, we were very, very fortunate, having this long-time relationship with Christian that we were endowed after we were able to get in, to the factory like we have. But yeah, from there, sure, if you got the money, you can have cigars made. Now what are you going to do with it? How are you going to represent that across the country? Are you just going to be in your own little city, your own state? You're going to be regional, national? There's a ton of things to really think about. It truly is a lot of tough work. I'll spend 80, 90 hours a week. I eat shit and breathe AKA. That's all I do. So it's pretty tough. Getting built up. And yeah, we're fortunate enough. We just had our second year anniversary in business. There's hundreds of guys every year that they fail miserably. 85 to 90% of people within the first year. So yeah, we're very fortunate to, have a lot of people that, really like and understand what we're trying to do.
No, and I would agree. And about making the cigar comment, that's not related to making a good cigar, but just making a fucking cigar is not difficult if you have the money, because they'll take your money and they'll make you some shit cigar.
Yeah,
so,
they may even make you a great cigar for right then. But how big is that factory? Do they have the tobaccos and the backup stock, to keep producing that same cigar, the same quality and consistency? That's a big thing to think about.
It's a question.
Yeah,
it's a good point. So I'm going to step over Rob because I've got a lot of questions coming in. People are wanting to ask here. So, this is a question from Bill Williams, and I really like this question because I've heard the answer, but I want to hear what you guys say. Is during the blending process, what bottle do you normally, or size do you normally blend to? I've heard it's always you blend to a Toro, but what do you guys normally blend to bottle-wise when you're making a new cigar?
Cigarette. For me.
Tom blends to a Marlboro size.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now a lot of companies say, like, I know La Aurora definitely, they blend to a Corona size.
Right.
I actually always blend all of our stuff to Robusto size.
Okay.
It's about right in the middle of all the different most of the main sizes, main vitolas. So the consistency kind of between the small size and our Corona and our 660, the blend and the consistency stays pretty close to the same. Whereas, a lot of guys, unless you're smoking something like a petite Corona, it's going to, smoke a lot more intense, than a bigger ring gauge. But going, say from our Corona Gordon, our 660, the blend stays fairly consistent all the way through the sizes.
But, it's a good question, Logan, because what the person has to look at is what their end project's going to be. Some guys now are just, rolling big ring gauges. So they should start with Robusto. If they're going to roll, 54 up to, even like Christian's doing an 80 ring gauge, shit, we'll start with a 60.
So the goal's going to be in the middle of where you're going to be. Okay.
So, some guys do go in and tweak every single size that they do, which is very, very difficult. And then to keep your rollers to consistently tweak those different sizes perfectly every time, that's a nightmare waiting to happen.
And that's a good point, because when Jay was working on the Antigrease Maduro, he came up with one blend down there that I fell in love with. It was so complex, it was so perfect, and we had brought back some samples and gave one to a friend of ours, and he smoked it, and he's like, "Oh my God, dude, this is like an all natural, Drew Estate natural." He said, "Did you all flavor the cigar? It tastes like a German chocolate cake." Like, no, it's all natural tobaccos. He said, "This is incredible." Well, when we called back to have a regular person produce it, not their, grade 5, grade 7 roller, the cigar didn't come out right because the percentages had to be exact. There was no room for variance. And then we realized when you're doing a blend, one of the things you got to play with is you got to have a blend that you can have a little variance. Let's say you have a blend that's a 30-30-40 mix. Well, who's to say that roller does a 25-30-45 mix? If you don't have it exact like this blend was, it won't taste right. So you've got to allow some variance. And that's the problem with some of these blends. These guys get too precise. And, one size may smoke great, but other sizes don't taste as well because they don't have the right percentage.
So, a follow-up question to that is like, so yeah, I mean, there's got to be, I mean, it's a hand-rolled, handmade product, so that people are going to make theirs, and I've gotten, over the course of CigarChat, I know that there's no really automation in the process, but is there not the ability to really get that granular to say, or even weigh out the tobacco to say, to make it more precise, or is it just looking at it and saying, okay, that's about right, that's about right, that's about right, let's put it together?
Well, what the factory does is they weigh the tobaccos for each size. One particular roller, maybe all they're doing is Robustas. Another team of rollers, all they do is Churchill. Another team of rollers, all they do Corona. So when that roller comes in, say, to get our Corona, they've already weighed out exactly how much tobacco he needs to do 100 cigars. So he doesn't get more or less. He should exactly be out of tobacco at the end of his roll. But if he ends up with more tobacco left over, well, he rolled the cigars too loose. If he didn't roll 100 cigars, he only rolled 95. We rolled them too tight. That's one of the ways they test them. But yeah, that still is kind of a technique, as far as having a really good roll.
Yeah, and that'll generally go with percentages. They'll grab 1 leaf of this, 2 leaves of this, 2 leaves of this, just depending on what the percentages are.
Yeah.
But once they're rolling, if they need to add a little bit more in to make the bunch good, they may grab a little, extra something. So, like Tom was saying, you got to have a little bit of variance in there. I mean, I'm sure you've heard a lot of guys say, "Man, this stick tastes awesome in the Robusto, but it tastes crummy in every other size, or it tastes great in the Corona, but
like shit everywhere
in
else.
the Churchill, it tastes like crap, or
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay. That's good. Got a ton of other questions. People need to stop. I can't even hardly keep up. So one guy, Spencer Carlson, asking, says, "Did Jay, you have a nice looking chair? Why does Tom have such a shitty chair?"
Because he's actually sitting in my chair.
Touche.
Commander-in-Chief, Field Marshal.
That's awesome.
Commander-in-Chief. Wannabe.
Another question from Spencer is, where do you guys think you'll be in a few years? Do you think you'll have more base blends, or do you see yourself doing more of the limited release, kind of like what you've done with the Respect, with maybe the hybrid or something else?
Well, basically, we're just about at a stopping point as far as core blends. We may, in the future, do one more core AKA blend, and then that'll be it for our core blends. We will be doing, special editions, limited releases. We will do other lines in the future that are by AKA, but we only want to have a certain set of core brands that we can always consistently focus on and give our complete attention to.
Well, and that's a problem with some of these guys. They do so many limited releases, and the limited releases are a great success, but they don't have anything for the customer to come back to on their core brand. And I explained to Jay, I want us to have our core first, and then have a limited release a guy can go and enjoy, but he always has a core to come back to.
No, that makes perfect sense. I'm going to rapid fire a couple more.
And the answer, yes, we are going to be doing so.
So the answer is yes. Good. Who came up with the design on the band? Tom, that's you, right? Because you're the graphic designer?
Yep.
Okay, that was a stupid question, people. They already answered that. Let me see here. Next question is, do you guys have any shops in the New England area? We have a user that likes to shop at his local shop, but he's never found his local area.
If anybody's out there that can't find it, all they got to do is go on AKA's website and message us that the shop that they frequently visit. And what we'll do is we'll contact the store, and then we'll send them a little care package of some cigars to that store for them to get. And if we're trying to hook us up with the store, we appreciate it. But right now in New England, I don't think we have anybody yet.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to our main original plans for the company. We didn't want to just expand everywhere too fast. You can grow too fast, and then you can't keep up with the demand, with your supply. So we picked our central core area, which was about 6 states. We're expanding out. We're up to about 15, 16 states now.
20.
And we're fixing to start expanding out to some other parts of the country now.
Very cool.
So it's kind of all a little stepping stone plan, so we can just keep focus on everything. For us, just the keeping focus on the cigars themselves is our #1 priority.
Very cool. I have a question, a personal question, then I'll give it back to Rob. So, in terms of getting into retail shops, obviously IPCPR is kind of the mecca for that. Everyone's there, it's easy to connect. Let's say outside of that, how do you go about connecting? Other than, going to a shop, meeting someone, giving them a cigar. I mean, is it mailing out some samplers to them if you have their address, saying, hey, try this, tell me what you think? I'm just curious how that would work.
Basically, the way we've handled it is, people have contacted us via through the consumer. A lot of stores we've got outside of my 6 states have been through customers. And even we've had some retailers who have commented about you guys, watching you, Bobby Rass and Logan here.
Fucking
and say, hey, I'd like to try your cigars. So that's helped us out a lot. But majority of it has been a lot of customers.
Good.
And word of mouth.
Yeah, so, a lot of word of mouth. Of course, there always is, just like any business, there's the cold calling where we'll contact shops and, tell them who we are if they haven't heard about us. Then also, of course, having your own representatives for the company, like a lot of companies do. As part of our expanding right now during this next year, we're going to be getting reps in other parts of the country. So you should start seeing us, over this next year, really expanding to a lot more of the country.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Rob, you've been a silent type stranger.
I get to talk again?
Yeah. Sorry, there was a lot of questions. I was trying to cater to our audience.
That's one of the first things I said about this show. The goal is for me to not talk. I'm just a pretty face.
Weak sauce.
To answer, Nicholas Smith had a good question. There are all these guys from Texas, and Jay, you guys are from Texas, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And he asked, he said, "Is that why Logan's talking? Is he doing all the interpreting?" And I said, "Yeah, that's why Logan gets to talk so much today."
Hey, no. Texas people are great. I'm a non-native Texan, but doesn't mean I talk slow. Yeah, I live in Texas. Austin.
You live down in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're interpreting, Logan.
Dude, it's not like Durka Durka, dude. Like, it's the same fucking language.
Hey, it's not my comment. It was Nicholas Smith. If you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at Nicholas. But he looks like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Got his picture with his wife or girlfriend there. That's good.
Fucking bald.
Nothing wrong with being bald.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing wrong. Okay, so obviously this doesn't include the newest blends. What's your best seller?
Well, right now the Solace, our Connecticut line, was, of course, mild to medium in the industry is 50-60% of the industry of the market. Yeah. So, of course, we figured if we hit a home run, which we think we have, with that one, it was going to be our biggest seller. Again, that's another little reason. The full body market's just a kind of a small little 10-15% of the market in general. So that's why I tried to tone down the respect a little bit so we could hit a little bit more. I think even guys that smoke up to medium plus body, they should really enjoy the respect also.
Yeah, the respect for me, it was the original respect. That was my favorite brand to use for the longest. So the Solace overtook that because that's just a really good cigar. But I don't really do the big, bold, full-bodied stuff like Logan does. But that was still a cigar that I enjoy, and I still enjoy it. I've got a few left. So yeah, I was just curious. It seems like there's a lot of fans of big, bold cigars out there. They make the most noise, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're the biggest part of the market.
Right. No, they're actually the smallest part of the market.
But and that's the thing, we got to keep our doors open. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I've noticed is I've been explaining this to my family and other people that AKA is kind of like a rock band, say like the Eagles. As time goes on, we with Jay's palate and our blending and everything, we're just getting better and better. And so when we came with the hybrid, we had so much sales. Respect overtook that. Solace overtook both of them now, and I have a feeling this Nth Degree and the new Respect will at least match the Solace, if not beat it.
Yeah, you guys are trending in a good direction with that, and definitely with the Nth Degree. Again, if you guys haven't read my review, plug, you can check it out. But it's a damn good cigar. It's right there in my wheelhouse.
I'm gonna smoke it on the way to work today, in my hour-and-a-half commute.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, you'll smoke it in like 25 minutes, but
hey, fuck you. I'm slowed down, man.
I had one rep at the trade show who was smoking it one night while we were all hanging out, who got drunk, and cigar went out, and he's sitting there chewing on it, and forgot he was actually had a cigar in his mouth, thought it was a candy bar, and tried to eat it.
Oh.
Got himself sick.
Oh.
The guy at the trade show with the Nth Degree.
Yeah.
That's
He was pretty wasted.
How drunk was he?
Thought he was eating on a chocolate candy bar.
Yeah, it was pretty drunk.
There's a
Do I know who it is?
I could see that happening. So we give Logan a hard time about smoking too fast. And we actually had I forget what it was, but we made Logan smoke his normal speed and then smoke it like a normal person would. Jay, since you're kind of the savant here, give us. There's a good reason to smoke slower, right?
Well, one of the main reasons is when you smoke a cigar too fast, puff too quickly, you're hot, kind of like a cigarette, you're hotboxing it. Remember that all that the fire and everything. I mean, it's going down through the cigar. So a lot of people, when they get to the middle of the cigar, they're like, man, this tastes like ass now, because you're cooking that tobacco. But what's the main purpose of smoking a cigar? It's to sit back and easily relax and enjoy yourself. If you're smoking it like a cigarette, you're not really getting to enjoy that.
Right, and you're heating up those tobaccos.
And that's why they always say that's why there's so many different vitola sizes out there that you buy according to the time that you have to smoke. If you've got 2 hours to kick back, well, shit, get a 660 or a Super Toro. If you got 30, 45 minutes, get a little petite Corona, or if you just want to be a dumb Texan, smoke them like Logan does. I don't know.
Hey, I need my nicotine, dog. I need my nicotine.
So I'm noticing a lot of questions in the chat room here.
I got a couple.
But I'm not going to address any of them. I'll let you do that. But a lot of people are asking, are you available here? Are you available there? I think you have a feature on your website that says where all your locations are, correct?
Yeah, we have that's on the website. We have a lot of new accounts that I hadn't been able to update the site yet, so those are going to be going up pretty soon. A lot of people that are out of our areas, we always plug our buddy Ron in Houston at SeriousCigars.com.
Oh, yeah.
And Ron carries all of our stuff, and a really great guy, really great friend of ours.
Yeah, so, and the website.
They do good stuff.
Is AKA Cigars.com.
Yeah.
So, I got a bunch of questions.
Okay, you got a bunch of questions. Let's figure out how we're gonna do these giveaways real quick. How
many do we have?
Jay, we talked about some samplers. How many do you guys want to give away? Up to you.
How many does the crowd think we should give away?
Don't ask them. They'll say
Don't
Let's hear,
1,000.
let's hear some numbers, people.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Someone's gonna say like.
Yeah, it's only going to say 100.
Yeah, you're
I don't
entirely up
care.
to you.
Let's do 10.
10?
Holy shit.
We're AKA, man. We're American kick-ass. That's how we roll.
We don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Not in Texas, brother.
I know y'all usually give away like 1 or 2 or 3, but
Yeah, well, okay, 10. Wow. All right, so 10 of you guys are going to get to try these cigars before they're even available. That's awesome.
has anybody responded fucking A right or?
No, they're all actually quiet.
Yeah, I think they're all in shock. All right, Logan, go ahead with your questions.
Okay, so question, I'm gonna rapid fire. Somebody just said 20. I think the video is a little bit delayed by like maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah,
For
now
them,
all the
but-
hands are rolling in.
But anyways, question, what is the most difficult thing about choosing and acquiring tobacco for cigars? Are there times that you have a blend that you're unable to get enough tobacco to make it in the quantity that you desire?
That's the thing. When we go in, we first decide, what we're wanting to do. Just like, beginning of the year, well, we talked last year about doing a Maduro. So we knew going in, we sit down with the factory, what different broadleaf seeds do you have, what kind of quantities, and then, we look now also to see the fillers and the binder, make sure, we can keep it supplied, and then we start talking about productions, how much we want to do one year, then the following year and the year after, and make sure they're going to have those tobaccos in those numbers. So that's a good thing about Davidoff. They've got the cash, they've got the stockpile, so we work tight with them on that.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the factory that you're working with. These little guys in Nicaragua, they can make you some really good sticks right then. 50, 100, 200 boxes. When you come back to them, 3 months later or a year later, they don't have those same tobaccos. They're just not big enough to buy quantities and to be able to store it all. Davidoff and the Aurora family, they have multi-millions of pounds of tobacco, that we're able to play with, which is another cool blessing, for us to be able to work with these guys.
Yeah. I mean, Davidoff is sitting on a minimum of 38 million pounds of tobacco right now. A minimum.
38 million?
Yes.
38 million pounds of tobacco.
And the Aurora is at least 15, 20 million pounds.
It's a lot of tobacco.
Yeah, and some of that stuff they've been sitting on, guys, for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. That's how you make a cigar consistent, is by aging it. I mean, you could have tobacco one year where you had a lot of rain, so it weakens the strength of the tobacco, and the following year you have almost no rain, so the leaves are a lot smaller, but they're really strong. And what you do is you age those leaves in blowns, and over time they even out. So that's why we require everything with AK is a minimum of 4 years. So all our tobaccos are evened out. That's how we keep the cigar consistent. And hence the problem, like Jay was saying earlier, with these small guys, these little factories, they're buying tobacco and they're rolling it. They're buying it, they're rolling it. So you're getting stuff that's 6 months aged, maybe at best a year and a half, and then they're rolling it. And it could be really good, and then the next year's crop was really bad. And that's where we've been fortunate with that.
Inconsistent,
It's any age stuff, so we have it, balanced out.
Yeah, and again, nothing at all against these smaller factories. I mean, they make some really great stuff. They're just not able to to do what the larger factories are able to for large quantity.
Yeah, and everybody's got different goals. I mean, that's where like you're talking about the small batch stuff comes in, and that's popular. So I mean, it works out for everybody. I've never asked you guys this, and if you don't want to share, that's okay. But how many cigars did you guys produce like last year?
Probably a better question is how many cigars did Jay smoke last year?
That is a better question.
And I can comfortably say it was over 1,800.
Jesus. I would do.
How many?
Over 1,800 cigars of AK alone.
Oh, he's just talking about how I smoke, how much I
Hey,
smoke.
don't worry about it, man. I smoked 70 cigars at the trade show. We're in the same boat, brother.
Uh,
How many did you smoke at the trade show, Joe?
Over the last year.
over the last year,
Probably 125 to 150,000.
Wow. Okay. I was just curious.
That's just kind of what we limited ourselves to doing. Again, we could have went for more of the country, but then again, we could have had the factory, overextending or working, on our stuff quicker than we want them to. So as we're going more and more, our production schedules and everything, that's another thing we had to really, learn about too over the last couple of years was, getting in and getting your production schedules set, doing them, when you think you always have to think too. You just like if you're a T-shirt company, well, how many extra large do I make? How many smalls do I make? How many mediums do I make? So, we're the same thing. How many petites do we make? How many Coronas? How many 60s?
Right.
We're always back and forth looking at these numbers. So it's it can be a guessing game sometimes.
Very daunting. I mean, part of the problem you run into also is the getting into the production. Davidoff is such a huge company. They make millions and millions of cigars. We're doing 125, 150,000. So we got to wait till they have a break in their production where we can slip in. I mean, it's like going to General Motors, and they're producing 1,000 cars a day, and I want to walk in and say, hey, I want 2 cars for me. Are they really going to stop their production that day and make my 2 cars?
Yeah, right.
Retool and everything. That's what they do when they make our cigars. They have to retool and bring in all these tobaccos, reset, their cutters and everything to our specifications. So that's a hard thing to try and figure out with the factory.
Yeah, and it's gotten a lot better now. Because with our production and what we're selling now, we're making a lot more headway with them. But they've always been very accommodating to us. There's always little factory flub ups here and there. You always have to deal with that.
Yeah, you don't want me to show you this, but I'm going to show you.
Here's our latest factory.
There's our latest flub up.
If you can see, can you tell the difference?
Oh, one box is like pish yellow.
Yeah,
right.
And
that's the new Solace color. Until we
this
run
was
out
the
of
original.
production.
This is the new. Somebody was colorblind or fell asleep when they're mixing paints.
Yeah, those from a design standpoint, those PMS colors are nowhere near each other.
Yeah, it's the Honduran Box Factory, the box inkjet printer. They send all the boxes through an inkjet printer, and I think they ran out of one of the tones.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Does anybody believe that?
No.
No, we were down there. When I was down there earlier in the year, we were trying to tweak the orange on the Solace, which we should have done anyways. Everybody loves the creamsicle color, but we were trying to tweak it a little bit. And they sent me a sample box a few months ago that was that piss yellow, and I was like, no, that's not even anywhere near orange. Fuck no. Just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. Well, somebody didn't get that memo, and they went ahead and did our last production with this color. So
wow.
Yeah. So trust us, the cigars are the same.
Yeah.
It's a limited run, guys.
Yeah, collector's item.
It's a collector's item box.
Get them while they last.
Get them while they last. I love it.
Hey, well, Jay, tell us about the blue color on the nth degree. We had an interesting conversation about your goal of trying to get that blue color kind of for the nth degree. Tell us about how you did it.
That was the Emperor Field Marshal's idea, and that he left to me. So yeah, it was. We wanted just kind of some little, special teal aqua color, just something that kind of complemented the other colors, being, in the retail shops on the shelf. So,
right.
All our colors are kind of bright. They pop in the humidor. So, yeah, that's actually not there's no PMS color or anything for that. So I have probably like 25 or 30 little sample jars of paint from Home Depot. Where I'm down there back and forth, getting them to keep blending the colors till we had it right, and then we, of course, had to send those to the factory and also to the people making the bands and the vistas for the boxes. So that was quite a task.
And hence is why we can't get the new nth degree right now, because the factory had to go all the way to the capital, to Tegucigalpa, to get the special paint I wanted, the color. They couldn't make it.
They couldn't make it. Yeah, at the paint shop up in the mountains, they couldn't make it, so they have to send their trucks, down, 2.5 hours down the mountain to the main city, and they had to do that back and forth several times until they got the color right. So.
You guys making everything complicated.
Yeah, we don't do anything that's not difficult.
Yeah.
There's a million blues, and you had to make up a new one.
Yeah.
Right.
I love it. All right, go, Logan. You got more questions?
I'm trying to figure out an easy way to select a winner.
Well, I'm picking one.
Well, what I was gonna say is that let's just say free for all. First 10 people that reply back win. Because that's just easier.
No.
For me.
Well, first, there has to be Logan. There has one of the winners has to be whoever you think asked the most stupid question.
Oh, somebody asked a stupid question. Who was it?
No, shit. Somebody asked a question that was already asked. Spencer Carlin.
Oh, that's Spencer. Yeah, Spencer's cool. What's up, buddy?
I think he was pretty stupid.
Yeah,
whoever asked the most stupid question, they get a sample pack. They're a winner.
Okay, so let me take some notes here. Hold on. Okay, Spencer, for being so fucking stupid, you win. Congrats.
He's a pirate.
But I love you, Spencer. You rock, buddy.
All right, so Spencer, you're in.
Ask a question to see who was there at the start during this whole interview.
Yeah.
So maybe the next 9 guys who can answer what was one of your first question?
Oh man, I have to go back and look. What was the first question?
How many different blends does AKA have?
Yeah, there you go.
Done. In the chat, the first people to answer how many blends AKA has.
Correctly. Not just answer, just correctly.
Well, yeah, you can't be like Spencer.
Total blends right now.
I think
Total blends currently.
Swede Lindstrom is out of the. He said he just got here, so he can't win.
So you fuck yourself.
I think Explosive Donut. I love that guy's name. He's got to win.
Okay, I have a question for a winner.
Go.
Whoever can reply first. Who is the greatest rock band ever?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a hint.
Oh, wait. There, a quick hint. All right.
Jay's greatest rock band.
Fat Kid wins.
Fat Kid and Nick and Bill. And we're stopping it after that.
Okay.
Well, Explosive Donut was the next, so it's good. He already won. Okay, so now
you tell us how many we need to send out. We'll take care of it.
Don't say that. Then,
No. Then everyone will end up winning.
All right, so get back to the questions, Logan. What else you got?
So we've got Spencer, Fat Kid, Nick Smith, and Donut. And then we're waiting for the answer to the best rock band of all time.
Yeah, we must have a delay.
Then we do. It's about 30 seconds.
Pantera?
Led Zeppelin.
There you go.
Anthrax.
Good job. Anthrax? That's Nick Smith. He's already won. He can't win. Oh, actually, 4 Kicks fan.
Yeah, there you go.
Rock band. I say thrash band.
Oh, Justin Bieber.
Dude, that's Spencer. That's Spencer. He's just fucking brain dead.
Kick that guy off the chat.
I know, I want to. It's not my boy.
Spencer's a good guy.
I don't know who he is.
He's one.
I want to know, when we first did this a year and a half ago, we talked about the next time we were going to do this, that Jay and I were going to be in the titty bar. And I'm still in the office. What happened?
You can't expect
Tell me. I didn't tell you guys where to broadcast from.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. You don't want to listen.
What the hell's wrong with that?
I mean, it's a family show to an extent, but yeah, why not?
Well, what, you don't think these girls need to make money for their family?
Yeah.
They all got up-and-coming families.
They got to eat.
At least half of them are part of my extended family.
We're going down a weird path here. I don't know where else to go.
All right, we got to pick 5 more people.
Oh yeah, okay. To be honest, Metallica. Yeah, well.
I'd probably agree with you.
Thrash, baby. Yeah, Metallica's pretty good.
So we've given away 5. Why do we do this? We've given away 5 tonight. And why don't we give 5 away on the site over the course of the next week and think of a good kind of like we did with the superhero contest.
Okay.
Because that was really cool.
That was my idea.
That's a good one, Logan. Or,
Hey, I came up with the idea. Don't give that asshole credit.
I don't think you did.
Anyway,
Okay, good. That's perfect.
So what's the idea? Jay, you come up with creative shit. You like midgets. What do you want to do?
I was just fixing to say something about that.
What would you name your midget if you had one?
Yeah, if you had your own pet midget, what would you name him?
Is that politically correct? I don't care.
You know what I'd name mine?
I'd name mine Sawed Off.
You know what I named my little pet midget?
I have no idea.
Lefty.
Lefty.
You know why? Because when he done doing what I say, I'll bitch slap him with my left hand. Take that, Lefty.
Oh.
I thought you were going to name him Stubby.
Oh, yeah, this is going down a
Take care
weird
of Stubby, Stubby.
Do we have any more
Okay.
intelligent?
Yeah, well,
So maybe not. What would you name your midget?
that's not going to be the contest.
No.
No, that's a little bit offensive.
Oh, I got an idea.
Okay, what would you name your little person?
That's better.
When they're little, it's supposed to be a little offensive.
But we're
I
talking
got an idea.
We're talking about people. We're not talking about pets.
I got
And
an
I
idea.
love them, too.
Here we go. Idea.
Oh, Logan has an idea. Brace yourself.
So why don't we just start a thread where people go through and comment, what is their favorite AKA blend that they've smoked, and if they've liked the cigar, they can recommend a shop that AKA is not in, and give you guys that information.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
I am.
It was businesslike
That's,
too.
that's almost as good as the midget one. Okay.
I mean, it's close. I mean, it's not going to be nearly as humorous for me, but it's helping you guys. It's helping us. It's all a winner.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you for salvaging this, Logan. I appreciate it.
And the sad thing is, I salvaged it.
Yeah.
And I'm usually the one wrecking shit.
I was so flustered I didn't even know where to go.
I just kept thinking about the midgets, man. They haunt my dreams.
So,
did you hear what Jay's new investment's going to be?
Oh, I can just imagine. Midget sex
Yeah,
swing.
we were cruising around Vegas and we found a titty bar that was closed down, and we were talking about making that an all midget titty bar.
It would probably do really good in Vegas.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I bet that would do well. Everybody could come to Vegas and see their midget.
We were, they have all the guys on the streets at night. They're in Vegas, and they're either trying to get you to go to the titty bars or they want to hook you up with their escort services. But there's one guy, he was just cool as shit, so he just kept bugging us when we were standing on the street front hotel. And as finally, one of my partners here in town was like, all right, find us a midget hooker. The guys just like looked dumbfounded. He's like, there ain't no midget hookers in Vegas. We're like, what? He's like, are you serious? So he called like 5 or 10 different places that he knows, and every one of them said there wasn't a midget hooker anywhere in town, except for one place. They said they had one midget hooker, but she was booked for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
2.5 years. It's something like $1,500 an hour.
Holy shit.
She's booked for 2.5 years. Yeah.
And here's the great thing: if Jay does this midget titty bar, you can go to Rush and get all these girls for half price, right?
Ooh.
Oh my god.
They have
love
to be
it.
legal.
Oh boy.
I mean, last week, Stinky was showing pictures of naked chicks. Now we're talking about midget sex. I mean, it's not a family-friendly show anymore.
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
uncomfortable.
I'm not going to tell you the joke of the show. Okay, so we'll keep that clean.
Okay, good. You can tell us.
You can tell me later. What is the difference between jelly and jam?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a question for people.
I
What is
don't
the
want to know.
difference between jam and jelly?
You can't tell.
Yeah. Let's.
I really don't want
Yes,
to
I'll
know.
think about that.
I really don't want to know.
I don't even want to know.
How about that next question, Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help.
Do we have any more questions?
No, I think we've kind of silenced the masses after the midget sex and toe jam or
Hey,
who knows
if
what.
anybody can do the jelly and jam answer,
They win a box.
oh yeah, we'll give a box to the first guy who can answer that one correctly.
Oh my God.
So yeah, some of the comments that we've had here. Well, this really went down a hole. Let's see what else.
New path. Okay, he's blazing a new path for you, bro.
Lots of wows. Anyway,
I'm asking, and then
a couple of rednecks from Texas.
well, you said it.
Hopefully great cigars, because that's what they're going to get.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get back to the cigars. So we've got 5 winners, and they already know who they are. And then we're going to pick 5 more people over the next week and a half, however long we're going to do it. We'll have a thread on the site. You can tell us about your local shop, doesn't carry AKA maybe, or the shop near you that doesn't carry it, and give us that information, and we'll pick 5 winners from that. So yeah, we do appreciate you guys being so generous with these cigars. I mean, they're great sticks. If you guys haven't tried them,
oh my God,
you're in
Bill
for it.
guy, this Will guy just put a freaking hilarious answer, but I don't want to say it. It should win a box.
Well, text it because that might be the answer.
I'll just say it out loud. I don't.
No,
care.
don't say it out loud.
It's pretty
Let's try to
amazing.
salvage some dignity here. We can.
I want to say it so bad.
But don't.
Yeah, that was a joke of the show.
It's a winner.
We'll see.
Will, you might have won.
Yeah, you might be a winner offline. We'll figure that out later. So yeah, I think we're.
That's it. I gotta
Are we
get
done
to
with
work.
the
Bro.
questions?
Yeah, we're done.
That seems to be the answer because a couple of people have said it. So yeah, I think Will Bowsen.
You might have won a box, bro.
Yeah, I think he just won. So we'll talk about that offline.
We'll talk that on the X-rated version.
Yeah.
What is this
CigarChat
version?
Well, technically, it is after 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Anyway, so yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, getting back to all serious aware, but we do appreciate you guys and Logan and Robbie Rath Reviews and
All the customers out there.
Cigar Federation and all the consumers, all our friends out there that enjoy our smokes, and we hope to be bringing you guys some really good consistent stuff for years to come. Starting next year, we have some really kick-ass, a couple different limited editions we're planning on, and they're going to be just fantastic. So
Cool.
got some cool stuff to look forward to.
I want to try that the one that tastes like German chocolate cake.
No
That
shit.
might be one of those special ones we were talking about.
That sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys, we appreciate you checking out another Cigar Chat. Jay and Tom, thanks for taking the time and flustering me completely. Logan, thanks for getting up early.
You're welcome.
You gonna go take a nap now?
No,
I'm
he's
gonna
going to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger.
Logan, are you really in India?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Why are you in India?
For fucking fun? No, not really. For work. I already spent 2 months here earlier
You
this
did a
year.
good job, brother.
I like it here, man. They treat me like a god. I love it.
That's
Cheap.
Just don't let them catch you eating a hamburger.
No, it's kind of funny because my parents actually own a cow ranch, right? And there was cows walking around, and this is the first time I was here, and I was real ignorant to the culture and everything. And I was like, man, these cows are just walking around. My dad's cows on his cow ranch, we sell the farmland. We just don't let them walk around. We got to keep them pinned up so we can just axe them when we need to. And they're like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit. And then they're like, yeah, But I'll tell you my best India story, but I really do have to go. Okay, so basically in India I was doing some training, right? Very first time I was here. And I asked a question like, hey, do you guys understand this or get this concept? These guys go. And I'm like sitting there like, what the fuck is this? And so I'm like, you guys understand? And they're like, and I'm like, guys, do you understand? And I was expecting a yes or one of these, and I got one of this. So the manager I pulled aside later in the day, and he's like super Americanized, like been in the U.S., all this kind of stuff. And I asked him, I go, dude, what the fuck is this? And he goes, that's our yes. I go, oh, so you don't do this? He goes, no, we do this. And I go, okay, so what's your no? He goes, we don't have that. And I'm like, this is doomed. They can't even tell me if they don't understand. We're screwed. All they can say is yes. And that kind of it's proved out over the course of my 4 or 5 months in country over the last 2 years. It's kind of a struggle. But anyways,
you just never know what you're going to learn in Cigar Chat.
I can tell you some fucking weird shit.
Well, see,
Jelly or jam, baby?
yeah, see if ask them next time they know the difference between jam and jelly, Logan.
They probably wouldn't. And one
They're going to do a
training,
bobblehead on you?
they'll probably do a bobblehead. I asked one time because I asked a question in training. I was like, guys, you know, like I asked the question, nobody answered. I go, guys, you guys know this. I've trained you. What's the answer? Oh, nothing. And I go, Bueller? And they didn't fucking get it. Except for the manager who started laughing hysterically. And I was like, guys, you don't get that shit? And they're like, what are you talking about? So I had to go to YouTube and show them the clip, you know, where they do it. And they totally didn't get it. So you have to leave your American references at the border. Anyways, we're done.
Oh, you're done?
I'm done now.
You're done. Okay. Okay, good. So, yeah, thanks again, guys, for checking out another.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
You can find me, Rob, at Robbie Rise on Twitter, Robbie Rise Views, Logan, Soviet Cigar Federation, at Logan at Dell. You can find the AKA guys at AKA Cigars on Twitter, Facebook.
AKA Jay Lundy.
And, yeah, guys, just the bobbleheads.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. It's kind of right in between a yes and a no.
Maybe.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so confusing.
It has a maybe feel to it. All right, guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Guys, thanks for being flexible with your schedule as well. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
And we will catch up with you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for hooking up with us tonight.
Yep.
All right,
Later,
guys.
Pete.
Have a good night.
Peace out.
Adios. Bye-bye.